Welcome to By the Numbers. I'm FM Tahiti and I hope you're all doing well. In today's episode, we're going to play a match. I think it's a cup match against Tullyvallen, or Tullyvallen, or just Tully we'll go with for this one, in the Intermediate Cup. We might come back for another match. We might not see how long it takes. I just want to show you a few different things. So you might notice the skin's a little bit different, and that's because I've got the Rensi dark skin on, which is quite a nice skin. Last year I used the Rensi skin towards the end, and this year now it's out. I thought I'd move over to it. It's quite good. You can change a lot of these panels. You get a lot more in the way of kind of important information you can stick on there. There's a lot more customization, especially during the match screen ones as well, I think. So we've got this. In terms of where we're doing performance-wise, we're 9th in the league after 9 games, 11 points. It's not been terrible, but we could easily be pulled down into the kind of dogfight at the bottom. If we look at the schedule, you can kind of see it's been sort of on and off. There's not many draws since the very start of the season. So we played a friendly because there's a bit of a break against Rathcoole and won 3-0, which is hopefully good for us. We lost against Knockbreda, beat Wraith Frilland in the Cup, lost against Ballyclare in the league, but then beat Anar 4-2. Couple of losses, couple of wins. It's going backwards and forwards, and I think part of it is because with this tactic, playing hoof harder, hoof longer, which is kind of a variant of the tactic I used in FM19. Long ball still, but the tactic I used with my teams in Tahiti, because it's got pressing involved, it's got counter press on, it's reasonably high intensity. I think that's eventually going to take a bit of a toll on the players. Eventually, it's going to sort of knacker them out. And I know this because I've been playing my kind of Scarborough save offline using a similar tactic. We basically had a really good run of form and then a terrible run of form because everyone was tired. There was injuries everywhere. And I think that's partly what's affecting our kind of general standard of play. The other thing I think is just our players aren't quite as good as some of the other players we could have got. So with my Scarborough save, there's quite a lot of good players, not necessarily amazingly sort of defensive players, but good players, decent ones. Much better than we've got in sort of Northern Ireland, and it works a lot better. It's a much sort of smoother performance that we get. We just defensively we struggle a little bit still. So I think what I'm going to do after this match is I'll show you how I try and deal with that. And the way I try and deal with that basically is by changing the rest instructions. You can change, what kind of intensity training people do. It's all part-time training anyway, so it's not like it's all the time. But basically, you've got to be much more generous with how you set it. So instead of them doing half-intensity training when they're 70%, which I think is one of the defaults, you can change it to no training. So you can see, you've got the different windows here, so you've got a bit more in the way of choice. Is that a penalty for us? I think it is. There we go, who's taking it? Brown. Declan Brown, so he's come on to replace Mulholland at the left back. There we go, not a bad way to introduce himself. He has played for us in the past, just not that often. We should beat Tullyvallen. We really should. So you can got a bit more in the way of options here. I think last year's version had a bit more customization available in those windows. Robinson in. Warwick. No. So in the Scarborough game, this tactic's been playing reasonably well, apart from those bad runs where people have been tired. But where we have conceded, it's been from long range shots. We've conceded a lot just because our keeper was rubbish. And I think we might have similar struggles with this, really. Oh, Dempster. I thought he did well then. I just body checked him. You can't give him a yellow for that. We've still got Rudy playing, although it's touch and go as to how long we will keep him for. He does keep popping up with the goods every now and again. Just as I'm ready to kind of cancel his contract, he comes up with something. It's a bit irritating. It's like he listens. He knows when he's up for the chop. Go on, Lynch. Rooney again. See, there we go. Exactly as I said, he knew we were talking about him being on borrowed time, and he scores. Reasonable goal. Nice ball through. The movement's good. Manages to keep on side. Poor keeping, to be fair. But we'll take the goal. We'll not complain about that. (2-0) up at half time. That's decent. They've not had a shot on target yet, which is good. I'm happy. Do you want to bring anyone else on? Not currently, but do this. Because it's a non-league side, I was thinking about rotating some players in, keeping them fresh. But I also thought we could just do with some more wins. Just making sure we reach our kind of goals for the various cups and get these wins in. Don't think they're too bothered about the Intermediate Cup. Might just be the next round they're expecting us to get to. 137. Come along to watch the game. One away fan from Tullyvalen on his Todd. So we've not had a great amount of success. Our attendances aren't exactly storming away. But it is what it is for the moment. It's going to take some good success later on for that to be improved. Let's bring on Hines for Mitchell. Let's bring on Mallet for Dempster. And Mark Green on for Clark. That should cover everyone, I think. Let's get a few lower performing players or tired players off. We can rotate in for the next match, which we'll probably play on camera. O'Hara. The tackle. And that's why I like the pressing on this tactic, because it means we don't sit back as much. So our defensive line's really deep. At least it means when they're near us, we are starting to attack and press them a bit and try and turn the ball over and counter-attack. There we go, Warwick. Go left. Oh, inside. If you could only finish, that would have been really good. It's a reasonable result. They were never really in it, to be honest. It does flatter us a little bit because obviously they're non-league. So, go on, Warwick, with this run. There. I think that's about it for this one. Oh, Hines. Chopped him down. Mallet, is he through? Almost. We're getting a lot more central chances now, a lot more of those, which is good. Mallet smacks it into the player next to him rather than getting the ball forwards. Fantastic work. Stop him. Keep this clean sheet. I just need the confidence to go up with this win so we can start to put together some more results. Again, I don't think we're going to get relegated. I also don't feel like we're making a massive amount of progress at the moment, but limited in the players we can bring in. Yeah, well done, everyone. Stay happy. So we've won an Intermediate Cup. What did the board want us to do with that? Intermediate Cup, not important. They do not care. We've failed this one. A bit worrying. Yes, I think if we go to training, there we go, and go to rest, you can see these bits here. So you've got less than 59%, then you do no gym work. 60-69, half intensity, normal intensity for 70-79, normal. What I'm probably going to do is just change these two a little bit. So they're less than 69%. I just want them to rest, then half, and then normal. And hopefully that should keep us on top of the general kind of condition of the team. That's the plan, anyway. So we're going to come back in just a second for the Port Stewart match. Okay, so we've got the Port Stewart match to look forward to now. They are below us. They're in 11th with 9 points. So it could potentially be quite a close match that we've got to look forward to. Just a quick thing, on Strikerless by Guido Meri, there's an article about transitions and things like that. One of the tips in the article, sometimes I keep forgetting about it, is if you click on these squares on the pitch, you get a bit of information about what's going on in them in terms of who's covering them. So you can see this big kind of orangey one. So there's a high negative influence. So no one's directly responsible for what's going on in this area of the pitch on its own. Not a big issue. But you can see that Josh Lynch will sometimes get in there because he's box to box. Curtis Dempster and Dare Rooney will sometimes be in there because their striker's just in front of it. But there's no one directly in charge of it. Not like, say, over here, where you've got someone directly covering these areas of the pitch. But it's a good thing to just check tactically. So there's this big hole here. I don't think it's an issue because we're trying to get the ball straight to these guys. We're not worried about playing in this bit of the pitch, to be honest. But it's always something worth keeping an eye out on. So bringing Mullihan back into the team. Oh, I should point out the Rensi Skins got an instant result thing on there, which will not be using, but it's just on there. Right, it's 4-4-2 against 4-4-2. They've got Cowan. Is he someone who used to play for us? He scored 1 goal. So obviously he's going to score against us. That's what we like to see. End this run of poor form in the league. That is, we've had a bit more success in the cup. Poor Stewart, we didn't have a huge amount of success against last season. But then, to be fair, there weren't many teams that we did the double over either because of our form. So we'll try to ignore that for the moment. Okay, could be on the break now. Go on, Clark. Bumping those legs. He's got something out of it, I guess. I've been reading a book recently that is, I cannot remember what it's called. It's about football by the numbers or something like that. It's very similar to the kind of by the numbers idea. Go on, that was almost there. I almost got the shot off. It's to do with lots of different bits of the kind of analytics in football. It's by a German author, I think. So it covers a little bit about expected goals, but also covers things like packing. The idea of it's a measurement of how many players you take out with a particular attacking move, whether it's a pass or a dribble. And the more you take out, the more dangerous that move or more productive that move's likely to be. It's got all sorts in it. It's a really good read. One of the things points out is that past performances against the team. Go on, Rooney, get it in. Oh, Robinson, almost. One of the things it points out is past performances against the team aren't actually that predictive or useful when considering the next match. Oh, Mitchell, there we go, just nods it in gently. Changes the direction slightly, and in it goes. So yeah, past records tend not to matter that much. What you should be looking at is current performances, current expected goals, that kind of stuff. So you should avoid the idea of there being kind of bogey team. That's probably not true because it's very rare you get enough data over the right period of time to work out whether a team really is a bogey team for you. So 1-0, getting on for half time. Happy with this. Could do with more goals, really. I just don't trust our defence or our keeper, to be honest. I'll go on Robinson, storming forwards. Terrible finish, but you know, I like the idea. But he took out, I think, 2 players there with his dribble, so that's 2 for his packing score for that. Oh, see, so close from a longer shot as well. That's why we needed another goal. I think they have dealt with the long shot issue from the beta. It's just because we're lower down the leagues and our keeper's not as good. Long shots, I think, are a little bit more effective. I'll get the ball back. Lynch in there. So we've just got them kind of on the edge of the area. Eventually. There we go, cleared it. Ish. Cleared it ish. There we go. So I just want to say thanks for watching my videos as well. for subscribing and liking, whatever. Had a few extra people join the channels. There's the whole FM19 Tahiti series if you want to go back and watch that. There's quite a few episodes, about 170 episodes for that one. We will be starting the FM20 Tahiti, or the Polynesian save, in a couple of weeks, I think. Just because there are a few minor things I need to fix. So the database is working. I was thinking about maybe adding a couple extra teams. I've got the database set up so teams qualify for the French Cup, just like they do currently in real life in Tahiti. Also got it set up so people qualify properly for the OCL, so the Champions League, rather than qualifying midway through the season. Oh, what a move. That was a good move. And it's just me chatting over it with my nonsense. That's from a ball from deep, though, in the end, I think. So full back into the middle, back across. There we go. Coasting now. Yes, I've got the OCL stuff set up properly as well. And one of the things I want to do is set up the 3D kits for all the teams. And that's taking a bit longer because they've changed the templates. Or the mapping for the 3D kit template. So if you use a 3D kit from FM19, it'll probably work. Go on. Ooh. It'll probably work with one or two errors with it because it doesn't line up properly. So rather than use a template that doesn't work or spend ages trying to come up with a template that also doesn't work, I'm just waiting until the community kind of releases one because there's a few people working on one that said they're working on one and they're very good. So I might just hold off just to make sure the mapping's correct, because otherwise it's a massive time sink. So a couple of weeks, we should be ready to go. There's not too much to really add to it, so it could be sooner. Go on, Warwick. He's doing well this match. Puts Rooney through. I say puts Rooney through. Rooney wasn't exactly running at a fair pace, was he? Let's bring him off. Let's bring him Mallet. Hines on for Lynch. Gordon on for Warwick. Warwick's been running his heart out. Let's give him a bit of a rest. The team seems to be in reasonable condition as well, so I think resting them, like I said I was going to beforehand, has had a bit of an impact. You can always give them like manual rests and select them and say rest for X many days. I've had to do that in the past when things have been getting a little bit out of hand. You've had a really rough run of fixtures one after the other, but I haven't had to do it for Belfast yet. Gordon manages to get through. Well, one player. Sloppy. And there's a long shot. I think this is it. So we've got it back into winning ways in the league, which is good with our hoof it longer, hoof it harder tactic. There we go. 2-0. I think a lot of our chances came from within the box. We'll have a look in a second. Good win. Pushes up in the table because it's still quite tight in the table really at this stage. 10 games, 14 points. If we look at the match, let's just have a quick look at the shots just for us. Look at that. All but maybe 3 shots. These are ones that were saved coming within the box. I mean, look, they're screwing them completely wide, a lot of these ones. But we're getting much more in the way of central chances. That's what we need. That's what we're looking for. So thanks very much for watching. Thanks for liking and subscribing if you have done. If you do want to subscribe and help push me beyond 100 subs, that would be appreciated massively. But I will see you in the next episode. Thanks very much.